Welcome to the National Self-Build and Renovation Show, coming to you from the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre in West Swindon. Now, although this is open all year round and free to come in, there's a very special show taking place this weekend with a gathering of lectures, experts and more. So let's have a look around.
The difference between the centre in a show versus, because obviously you know that we're open all the time, is that we bring in just a raft of experts, industry specialists, product manufacturers. We've got people from the Department of Energy and Climate Change here today, and there'll be 30, 40 presentations on key self-build topics of the day for each of the 3 days that we're on. Guided walking tours, independent advice as usual, basically everything under one roof that you might need for a major house building project. It's free entry, free seminars, free information about all the different projects and products. So basically, ideally people should pre-book to come because we are very busy, but if you just turn up on the door, that's not a problem either. So we'd really be very keen to see as many people as possible over the weekend.
I'm here looking for heat source pumps and sort of more eco ways to do the build. While we're doing that, we've got to find somewhere else to live, so we're actually having to renovate a house before we move in. Well, it's just the variety, actually, and because I don't understand the bits below the house, it's very interesting to see the strata and things cut away, so I find that very interesting.
One of the main features here at the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre is the Renovation home. Now what they do really neatly is they take you from this, which you can see is a real state of a house, and they take you through every stage of the renovation process where you eventually come through to the exit where it's all done and all lovely. And I just want to talk to somebody who's just been through the home to find out what you think. So you've been able to see all of the before and afters and so on. What do you think of it?
I think it's a fantastically good idea. It shows you what you can do, what you can't do, and it gives you some really nice pictures to take home and discuss with the family.
And of course you get to see the before and after, which I presume is really helpful.
Well, yes. The before is a bit reminiscent of home. And so the after, we hope, will look better.
So an opportunity to dream of the future.
No, we've actually got builders on site at the moment, so just finalising a few points, it's really helpful to come.
My partner and I set out to build a house that would have an absolutely minimal impact on the environment. So you could broadly describe it as an eco house, but we've probably taken it further than that. Tried to build a house which in fact doesn't need a heating system at all because it's so well insulated and so energy efficient. The idea of it was to show what you can do if you really want to go for it, but then people who see it, and we've shown a lot of people around it, and I'm pleased that I'm going to be speaking about it here today, people who see it can actually take from it things that they think that they can apply to their own projects. You don't have to do the whole house rainwater harvesting. I think it's vitally important that every new dwelling has an absolute minimum environmental impact. I don't think people quite realise the severity of the problems that we face. And I think the fact that perhaps the mass house builders are still building houses which, in truth, the moment they're built, ought to be retrofitted to bring them up to the necessary energy standard. But of course they just build for cheapness and for profit. I think a great thing about self-building is that you can actually set standards that others ought to be following.
Well, it's been another fantastic show here at the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre. And amazing advice and help for all of those renovators and self-builders. Well, if you missed this one, don't worry, it'll be back again in October. But the centre's open all year round, so come down. If you're thinking of self-building or renovating, this is the perfect place to come. Well, it's been a tough morning, so I think it's time to go to the cafe. This is Alistair Greener for Swindonweb TV.